It's the Neighbors Podcast with Reese and Mike. They discussing different issues that affect our streets and life. Said it's the Neighbors. We the Neighbors. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
What's going on? How y'all feeling?
Good morning.
So, we will be a little more serious today. Maybe not.
Right.
You know how it goes down. But, you know, all this stuff that's kind of going on today, why are we not paying attention to what's going on with our kids,
Correct.
I guess.
Right.
And, you know, because if we pay attention to what's going on, just how they're, everything that they got going on, you know, period.
Right.
Just being out in the streets, doing this, that, and the other, you
Right.
know, why aren't we not taking more responsibility,
Right.
you know, for them? Overall, I know that some people thought that I was very strict with mine.
Right.
Because, you need to tell me where you're going, who you're going with, all that type of stuff.
I mean, you trying to give your child, you don't want to be, what I can say, hovering them too much, but you got to know where your child is, where your child going, where your child be, what time they're going to be home.
Right.
And you can't just, okay, all right, Mom, I'm going to such, okay, bye.
Right.
You got to check in. I mean, not every 15 minutes, but check in every 2 hours. Let me know what's going on.
Right.
You can't just like, okay, bye, don't care.
Right.
It seems like these days, a lot of parents just don't give a damn where their child is at.
And that's what they kind of give
and
that vibe.
Right. And I'm not trying to be harsh, mean on it, but it's just so much going on with these young kids. 15 years old, 14 years old. They out 2 or something in the morning. What you doing out 2 something in the morning?
Right.
Why? Oh, you hungry? You hungry? Okay. You could have ate a bowl of cereal.
Yeah.
Or something.
Right. I mean, so if you for those of you, we just want to ask, like, why are these kids, 12, 13, 14, 15 years old out at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning?
Right. Yeah.
So what are the parents doing?
What are the parents doing? Right.
But I'm gonna look at from this perspective. For those of you who knows, my children was attending Temple University, and some of you know that the university policeman was killed, right? Trying to stop a carjacking. And the story, or the information that I had heard, and I'm not sure how much more has been updated or whatever else, but supposedly the parent had dropped off one of the kids to somebody, right?
Okay.
So I think she was going to a wedding or something along those lines. Don't quote me on that, but you can look up the information, right? But it's just interesting that in her mind she was dropping him off to do something else.
Okay.
You get what I mean? Be with friends, cousins, whatever it was. But in return, they were trying to carjack somebody.
Right.
So the question is, do you even know what your kids are doing or what they really into? Was that, was her child influenced by it? Or was he the ringleader for that?
Right.
Do you really know what your kids are really into today?
And I heard with that situation, he came, their family had some money.
Oh, okay.
Buckingham?
I mean,
the parents live in Buckingham.
Listen, it is what it is.
It is. Yeah, it is what it is. But, some of these kids, they got money, they do get cocky. Well, I can do anything I want.
Yeah.
And flow with that. But
yeah.
Then after that situation, they found the one car after he carjacked. The mom came and picked him up. He called his mom, came and picked him up. And I don't know what the full story is. You might know more than me. I'm just going by here. But something ain't right in general. But back to what we was talking about. Are you in your kid's life the right way? We'll just put it that way. Are you parenting? Anybody can have a child just to have that title or a parent. But a parent, it's a job. It's a job.
I guess you know, for those of you who have listened to one of the previous episodes where we talk about, you know, what is your reoccurring lie that you tell your parent, right? You know, so if your parent is taking everything that you're saying 100%,
Right.
right? You know, could you really get over on your parent? Some parents you can.
Some parents these days, I truly believe that. Yeah.
You know, some parents you can. Some parents I truly believe that, you know, you can say whatever the heck you want to,
Right.
right? And because they're too busy doing their own thing.
Right. Just like with situation, I think it was last summer. Remember the FDR Park? A congresswoman was over there.
Mm-hmm.
She got carjacked. Now, mind you, these kids came from Delaware. 14, 15-year-old from Delaware. What are you doing down in Philly?
Again, you know, dude, I don't know. I have no clue. I mean, I was looking at YouTube the other day, and it was show. I had looked at a video of, I can't remember what state it was in. It wasn't Pennsylvania. It was not Pennsylvania. But it had a video of what they called themselves the Kia Boys, and they had stolen these cars, and a cop had finally found them. Right, 3 cars, 4 cars. I'm sorry, in this video it's 4 cars. All of them speed off. Right now, one of the cars actually flips over because they cannot handle the speed when they turn the corner. It was an SUV. It's one of the small Kia SUVs. It flips over, and the 2 kids that were caught in there were 15 and 14 years old. You know, so the question is, again, what are you doing, and why are you caught up in that?
Right.
Why? You know, and some of that, you know, I listen to, you know, the school district, you know, oh, we don't have any resources for the kids to do this, that, and the other. You know, you listen to the county and or boroughs who don't have enough, as they call, again, saying they don't have enough resources, right?
Right.
You know, but I don't hear that same argument for those that are in the upper middle class.
Right.
Places.
Right.
You don't hear those same arguments.
No.
Not
as
the
what we
same.
know of. As we know of. We could be wrong.
Right.
We could be wrong, but
I mean, I have a lot of clients in those in that that live in that type of climate, right?
Right.
And you know, the places that their kids are a part of, I mean, things that their kids are a part of and all that type of stuff. I sometimes just sit there and listen. I'm like, yo, I don't even know what you're talking about. You get what I mean?
Okay.
Now that doesn't mean that their kids are any better.
Right.
You get what I mean? Because some of them are probably way drugged out than others.
Pretty much, right.
You get what I'm saying? But because their resources are different.
Their resources are different. But also, if the school, I mean, you can't blame, okay, school, the board, whatever, the county don't have enough for the kids to do. You find something for your kids to do.
Right. Well, so you know, how many community football teams, baseball teams, basketball teams, you know, soccer teams, it's not, you know, you're not having as many of those things going on right now. Not as many.
Right.
They going on, but not as many.
But because, like, because you be hearing so much going on at the football games, the practice.
Right.
Like, yo, really?
Right.
You want to bring knucklehead stuff to something positive.
Right.
What, you bored? You can't be that much. It ain't that much boredism in the world. Come on now. Come on. You're a child.
Right.
You're a child.
You know, so I think you know, we need to really understand what's the cause of what's going on.
I would like to know my damn self.
You know,
Seriously.
because I think it's more to it than just resources. I really think it is, what is our mindset?
Right.
What is our real mindset in the community?
Right.
And how can we make a change? I mean, because I heard it not too long ago, Deion Sanders, in one of his videos, he says to the students in Colorado, he's talking to them saying, hey, who is, you know, talking to them about role models.
Right. Okay.
Right? And he's like, the role model is not me.
Right. Okay.
You know, his whole thing was, yes, I have taken my skills that God has given me and done something with it, right?
Right.
So, but your real role models are your parents,
Correct.
you know, but parents, who are your role models? You get what I mean?
Right.
You know, so who are you, what are you modeling yourself after?
Right.
You know,
Yeah. What examples you setting your child?
right. You know, because if the parents are looking at crazy stuff and listening to crazy stuff,
What you think the child going
right.
to do? Exactly.
It's going to be even crazier.
Crazier. Yep.
You know, somebody made a statement the other day about, hey, you know, ladies, you know, you're really, you know, strong and you're independent and whatever else. And depending on who you listen to, you do understand that some of those women are that you're listening to are married themselves.
Pretty much. Right.
You get what I mean? Some, not all. Not all, you know, but
Correct.
some.
Correct.
Now I understand because I mean they're dragging Sierra through the mud. Did you see that?
Nah, I ain't see that.
Yeah, Sierra had a song talking about independent women and all that type of stuff. I was like, yo, but you married to Russell Wilson, football player who making millions of dollars,
right?
And you're telling people that you don't need this. Like, what are you talking about, Sierra? You get what I mean? So that's what I mean by who are the role models? Who are you listening to?
Right.
Like, really, who are you listening to? And where are you taking in your information at?
Exactly. Because all the information you're getting is not correct at all.
Right. I understand. Now, don't get me wrong. I come from, for the most part, a single-family home, right? My father was not in my life for majority of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? Especially as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I would say probably now it's probably balanced where he's been more in my life than not in my life.
Understand.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because of the average now.
Right.
But from the age of 5 or 6 to 18, he wasn't there. Well, I'm sorry, 5, 6 to 20, he wasn't there.
Mm.
You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you talking about 20 plus years just from that alone, he been in my life. That's not including the first 6 years of my life. So that's what I mean by he's been in my life more than not.
Right.
So I understand being in a single family home and my mom having to do, 99% of the stuff by herself.
Right.
You get what I mean? Right. That doesn't mean that there wasn't help hither and yon.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And I understand that some of these songs are to help empower, people that are in that space.
In that space, right.
Right.
And
I don't want to say, oh, just black women. No, it's all women.
It's all women.
Because
there's no color. It ain't got nothing about the color.
Right,
nothing
right.
About the color.
Because everybody deals with this, period. Right?
Exactly.
Now, there are different percentages.
Right.
Stats say something different, as far as color and things like that. But we're not talking about that. We're not getting into all that. Right. I'm just talking about women in general.
Women in general, right.
Yes. So yes, maybe they need a pick-me-up,
right,
to encourage you to continue on. Right. Hey, you're doing the right thing, a good thing, or whatever else. Mm-hmm. But I think the people that's sending that message are not necessarily in that space.
In that space, right. I never thought about it that way, to be honestly. Never thought about it, but it's like a battle.
Right.
It's a mental battle.
I mean, because I guess coming from coaching kids, you get what I mean? Right. And hearing the single parents, and them leaving their kids with us as their babysitter because they're like, oh, I need me a break.
Right.
When you think about COVID and how a lot of these parents didn't even know how to handle their kids at home.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Right.
Like they were so upset. Oh, I can't take these kids. Well, they're your kids.
Right. Then you see the thing is when they get in trouble in school, if the teacher say something about blah blah blah, you gonna go up there and cuss the teacher out.
Right.
But
right.
You saw your child acting at home.
Right.
So dang, a light bulb should be going off.
They don't realize that these kids are mimicking them.
Bingo.
You get what I mean?
Bingo.
And I understand looking in the mirror can be hard.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Like, it can be hard.
But dust the window. But dust the mirror off.
Right.
Get a better image.
Right.
Sit down with your child. Talk to them. Talk to them. They don't pay the bills in your house. You pay the bills.
Well, I'm pretty sure there are some kids that probably are paying the bills. Being honest. Yeah, I'm just gonna call a spade a spade.
Yeah, but we're not trying to go to that. Well, then again, it is part of that.
I mean, listen. I mean, we're the Neighbors Podcast. You know, we just gotta put it out there. Like, yo, you know, sometimes it goes down like that. And I understand that there are some people that's doing what they need to do,
right,
for whatever reason.
I be hearing some parents be smoking weed with their kids.
Right.
At 16, you smoking weed with a 16-year-old.
Man, listen. I barely even want to look at alcohol or go into a store or anything else, you know, with my kids that gives a different approach or idea about me because of and my kids are grown, ish, right.
Right. But you know, I came from a single parent home too, but you know, my uncle, he was always in my life. You know, my father, when he was alive, he was down Tennessee, down south.
Okay.
And my mom, before my mom got remarried, you know, single parent, but she stayed on me. Mm-hmm. She stayed on me. And I, respect it, but I look at her, but still she stayed on me.
Right.
And it's like, to me, it's really no excuse how your child is acting. You know, your child is cutting up. It should be, you got to take care of that. You can't be sending them to school because it's a daycare.
Right.
That's what they say. Like these days, these schools just a daycare. Send them home. Okay, now, but what we see with these little knuckleheads. Yes, I call them little knuckleheads. Mm-hmm. That's male and female. Mm-hmm. Cutting up, no respect, cussing up like, yo, I'm an adult right here.
Right.
You cussing more than me.
Right.
That don't make sense.
Right.
Y'all think y'all grown, but you don't. You're not.
Right.
But some of these parents reward them, give them cell phones, iPhone. What's them sneakers called? Yeezy, Geezy.
Oh, Yeezys.
Ugly ass sneakers. Anyway.
Well, I mean, even though Yeezy is not anymore, I guess.
Well, yeah, but before spend. I'm not gonna spend those $700 on some sneakers. You cutting up in school. You disrespecting. You coming home, oh, bruh. I'm not your bruh.
Right.
And I be hearing these little girls, bruh.
Right.
What the hell is wrong with y'all?
That's what they do, man.
I mean, we ain't talking about all the kids like that. There's some good ones out there that respective, but the ones that's showing off all the time, cussing up a storm, all that, it makes you want to go over there and whip their ass. Then when their parents come, you want to whip their ass as well. What is your child doing? Do you know what your child doing? 9 out of 10, you don't. You don't.
Yeah.
But it's could get a complaint from school and all that. Oh, okay, yeah. Matter of fact, how many times we seen a couple of kids behind our house hooking?
Right.
Come on now. What you hooking for?
Right.
There's nothing to do around here. Take your ass to school. Plain and simple.
I have to say that back in the day, if I hooky or whatever else, I was over somebody's house. I'm gonna be honest with you. And again, I guess that's one of the reoccurring lies, I guess, too. I don't know about my.
Oh yeah.
It's
true. In the high school, yeah.
But and again, if y'all don't know what we're talking about, listen to the previous episode,
right?
But the guy I was with, 9 times out of 10, really 10 times out of 10, because I didn't hook you with anyone else. His mother had him when she was like in her late 40s, early 50s.
Oh, wow.
So she was, by the time we were in high school, she had to have been all of in her late 60s. You get what I mean? So with her being in her 60s, she did a whole lot for him.
Wow.
And he could tell her anything.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Mom, we ain't got to be at school until 1:30, knowing that we get out of school at 1:30.
1:30, yeah. Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
But we ain't got to be there until 12. So we would sit in his house until 12, go outside, go to the basketball court. You get what I mean? And then come back at 1:30.
That's crazy.
You get what I so my situation wasn't like, I got to go, like what you said about the people behind our houses. which most of the time is girls. As funny as most of the time is girls.
Right.
Just sitting on our back, in our yard, like they chilling.
Like they chilling.
Like they. Oh yeah, we're gonna sit here amongst the daffodils and eat our luncheon with a basket.
Exactly.
What are y'all doing? What is up with that?
Right.
So different, situation. Now again, I understand that my situation was different. You get what I mean? There were some parents that are like, no, you getting up out of here.
Right. Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
But I gotta say that it's crazy.
It's definitely crazy. But it's just so much going on. It's just like these kids getting in trouble more than the adults.
Well,
that's what it is. That's what it is. Oh God.
It is what it is, man. We just got to find a way to make it better. And hopefully y'all think stuff like this, these topics that we're talking about, we like to joke around and laugh.
Right. At times we do come up with some serious topics, and this is one of them. And please give us your input on what's going on. It might be in your neighborhood, your neighbor, whatever situation may be.
Right.
Maybe you need help with your child. Maybe we can get you help with your child.
Anything.
Anything. Any kind of counseling, anything after school program. There are some after school programs out there. Mm-hmm. But you just got, get your information, call them.
Right.
Call them. You don't know somebody, just call a neighbor or somebody you close with. They child doing good. Throw them on that track too as well.
Right.
We don't. Our kids supposed to bury us. We don't supposed to be burying our kids. Let's put it that way. And it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Very crazy.
It's getting crazy. I've never seen so many people in their, I've never seen so many people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s dying.
Right.
You get what I mean?
Right.
And my aunt had pointed that out to me today. She said, "There's so many young people." I'm like, "Well, auntie, you are in your 80s, right?" But she said, "No." But she said, "But Maurice, seriously, I've never seen so many people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s dying." And then she said, because she said even for her time, it wasn't heard of like that.
Right.
Now she said 60s, 70s, 80s, like, okay, that's different.
Right.
You get what I mean? But 30s, 40s, and 50s, like, yo, you're in your prime. Like, what's going on?
What's going on, right.
What's really going on? And then now you have, like you said, now all these younger people.
Right.
20s and teens.
Teens, yeah.
Like, what are y'all doing? So, but like Mike said, if y'all need help, reach out. Talk to somebody.
Please, definitely reach out.
Reach out. Don't feel embarrassed because you need help.
Right.
Don't feel embarrassed.
Please don't.
Because everybody needs help.
Everybody needs help. Regardless, everybody needs help. You just gotta ask. Get information. Ask. Church, even the police station, police officer.
Right.
Ask them. Anybody, please.
Right. So, but we thank y'all very much for listening today.
Yes.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Neighbors Podcast. NayborsPodcast Podcast. Thank you. If you want to email us any questions, whatever else, is theneighborspodcast@gmail.com.
There you go.
Anything else, Mike?
Nah, that's about it for now.
All right, y'all. We talk to y'all.
Have a good one. Peace.
You are the agent and we look for change. You conquered the pressure and you did not fall, but you are a diamond and worth more than gold.